Can't keep my hands to myself. Hands to myself. Can't keep my hands to.
Okay, so if you see me in the same outfit or setup, I'm trying to film like a couple videos so that I'll have videos up for the entire week so you guys don't have to wait so long. I'm trying to do it so I'll be like ahead of the game because today is technically a snow day, but there's literally no snow on the ground right now. It started snowing this morning and my teacher had texted me to say it was a snow day, and yeah, right now there's no snow. It's like 45 degrees outside, so it's pretty funny. But anyways, I figured I would make a quick story time because a lot of you guys know that I am going to be doing fitness videos, but I could not do one for February because I ended up getting food poisoning or stomach virus, but I believe it was food poisoning. So on Tuesday, I always, and I know this may not be a good idea, but I always eat the cafeteria food because I don't really have time to cook or make my lunch at home. Sometimes I will bring a salad with me, but Tuesday I hadn't brought a salad and I ended up getting one of their like Ilios pizzas, and they had a parfait with strawberries in it, so I got that as well. And then they also had, what did I get, like a chocolate milk. So I ended up having that for lunch, and I remember sitting there talking with the teacher because that was like our only break time, and she was telling me about just like about the time that she had got food poisoning and stuff like that and what she did. So it was pretty like ironic that it happened to me the next day. So anyways, Tuesday night I ended up going to sleep, and before I went to sleep I didn't really eat anything either. I remember the very last thing I ate was like some, what is it called? A pretzel taco or pretzel salad, I think it's called. They said it's a Delaware thing. One of the teachers had made it for a meeting, but it was, I think, I'm almost positive it's a pretzel salad. It was like jello on top and underneath was pretzels, and it was good then, but thinking about it now, because it was like the last meal before I had food poisoning, it just makes me sick. Like, I don't know what it is, just thinking about it now makes me sick. And then it was really good. But now, I don't know if that's what gave me food poisoning or the cafeteria food. So anything that refers to right before I had food poisoning, I don't want anymore. So Tuesday night I came home, cooked dinner for the kids. I only ate like, what, a spoonful of rice. I didn't even want anything. Like, I just thought maybe I'm feeling full for some reason. And I went to bed. Wednesday morning I woke up and I could barely like get up. I was just like, my stomach automatically hurt. I don't know what it was. So I went to the bathroom, came back out, started to get dressed, had to go back to the bathroom again. Started to get dressed, had to go back to the bathroom again. So it went on for a while, and I was just like, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to work. I said, but in my head, I'm thinking I have to go in because we literally just talked about food poisoning. I said, I don't want her to think that I'm using the same like excuse that she gave me the story to. So I went in anyways, and I remember telling my husband, usually I'll like walk to the school on Wednesdays. I told my husband, I'm not walking, there's no way I'm going to make it there. So he dropped me off, and I went into the school, and actually I met her in the parking lot because I saw her there. But when we got into the classroom, I had told her, and I was like, look, just to let you know, I don't know what's going on with me, but my stomach is killing me, and I just figured I'd let you know. And she asked me, was it like throwing up? And I'm like, no, it's not that, you know. So she was like, oh, okay, well, you know, as long as it's not throwing up, then, you know, that's fine. Just let me know whenever you need to use the bathroom, you know, and, you know, I'll let you go. I don't care. So I was like, okay. So I was in the classroom with the kids. I did morning announcements and things with them. Half the time she had to go out because she had to do like office things and stuff like that, which I really can't get into because it goes against my confidentiality agreement. So yeah, so she would go out of the room and come back in, and then it got to the point where we had to do like small groups, and it's basically where I'm meeting with a group of kids and going over like their phonics sounds and things like that. So she had went out the room again. And when she went out, I was working with a group of 3 kids. Also, when we were going over announcements and she was out of the room, one of the little girls had came up to me and she told me her stomach was hurting. And it was funny because I was even like, my stomach's hurting too. And usually she sits next to me, so I told her she could bring the trash can. And inside I'm thinking, I hope I don't need this because I feel like I may need the trash can too. And if so, we're sharing it. But like, I had her sit the trash can next to her. But during small groups, when she went out of the room, I was working with 3 kids, and all of a sudden I started to get like really weak. Like I was already sitting down. I felt like I was going to throw up and pass out at the same time. Like, it was so horrible. I started sweating and I felt cold at the same time. And she was out, like, I'd say 5 minutes, but the entire time she was out, like, I was looking at the door like, please, God, come back in, because I do not want to be the only teacher in this room throwing up in front of a group of kids. So she came back in, and as soon as she came back in, like, I literally met her at the door. I was like, look, I'm so sorry. I can't do this. Like, I feel like I'm about to throw up and pass out, and at the same time I'm sweating and I'm cold. Like, I don't know what's going on. She's like, oh no, we can't have this. She's like, you can go home, just go. We don't need the germs, you know? Like, she's so sweet. So I went to the office and I told the secretary, and I tried to tell the principal, but he wasn't in there because I went straight to tell him. But he wasn't in there, so on the way back, I had to stop, go to the bathroom. Then I went to grab my stuff, and when I was leaving, the assistant principal was near our door. So I explained the same thing to her, and that same day we had a faculty meeting. And the first time we had a faculty meeting was actually the first day that I started student teaching. And as a student teacher, you're not supposed to miss any faculty meetings. But because the first day was actually the first day they told me there was a faculty meeting, I was able to miss the first faculty meeting. So being that that Wednesday was the second faculty meeting, I didn't want them to think that I was like flaking out on them, if that makes sense. So I told her, I said, listen, I know we have a faculty meeting today, so if you need me to come back, like, I will do that. I don't care if I have to bring the trash can. I'm coming back to this faculty meeting because I didn't want to get in trouble with my grades. And she told me, she was like, oh no, if you're sick, you don't need to be here. We don't need anyone else catching these germs. You just get better. So I went back home, and I remember calling my husband, telling him, because I told him I didn't think I was going to make it through the day. So I told him that I had actually came home. And you know how men are. He's going to call me and say, oh, well, do you want me to bring the kids home early from daycare? I was like, you better not, because there's no one here to watch them right now. I am in the bathroom. So he basically got the message, and he didn't bring them home till like 5, ended up helping me watch them, you know, put them to sleep and things like that. And then Thursday, I was just extremely weak. I still had a fever of 102. It was horrible. So I was mainly in bed all day. Layla had a cold, so she had stayed home with me. Sean stayed home, but he was mainly like, you know, playing, doing his own little things with his leapfrog and stuff like that. So he was cool. Me and Layla were just like the two sick people chilling in the bed. So it was pretty bad. Thursday evening though, I started to feel like, I'd say 50% better. Like, my fever went down. I didn't have the chills as much. And I texted my teacher to let her know that I would be in Friday. And she had let me know that a few of the kids had actually ended up throwing up as well. And one of them was still carrying the garbage can around with him. So I'm kind of glad that she could see it wasn't just me. Like, you know, I didn't want her to think that I was flaking out. Like, this was really a predicament where everyone was getting sick and it wasn't just me. And I really hope she doesn't get sick, because it's bad. Like, ooh, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So that's the reason why I really haven't worked out. And I actually ended up getting my gym key the same day I ended up getting sick, unfortunately. But after I finish filming this video, I am going to work out, so I'm only going to be working out 2 times out of this week. But yeah, that is my food poisoning experience. I don't think I'm going to be eating anything else from the cafeteria again. Maybe it wasn't the cafeteria food, but being that it was my last meal, and many of the kids eat the cafeteria food and they're sick, and I'm sick, I don't feel like I want to eat that ever again. I'm going to continue bringing my salads and start making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches like my teacher does, because I don't want to go through that again, and I have to meet a certain amount of hours to complete student teaching. So we got to get this going, and there's no way I'm ending up with food poisoning again. So let me know if you guys have ever experienced food poisoning. I've had it. This will be my 3rd time now I've had it. I've had it before with lemon chicken. I had it another time with something else. I forgot what it was. I think 2 times it was chicken, but this time it was cafeteria food. But let me know if you guys have had food poisoning and what has happened to you and how you were able to get over it. And I will see you guys in my next storytime video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.